Hey, welcome to Jonathan Roams. Today we're going to be talking about internet while you're on the move. I've seen the rise of Starlink, the fall of Starlink, and the re-rise of Starlink. I've been full-timing for 6+ years. Internet has always been an issue. I remember when I first started full-timing in a motor bus, internet was a thing that was hard to get. Carriers were still at 3G speeds. I tried satellite services. Those were really slow in regards to ping rate. But now that Starlink has been released, I got the first edition. I was actually on the waiting list and I really enjoyed it. I had a pole mount. I had to put it up, take it down every time I moved. But recently I upgraded to the 3rd gen and have bought a flat mount that actually magnetizes to the roof. I've created where I can unhook the cable and have a second line in case I'm under tree covered area and I'm not getting service. That second line is 148 feet, I think, max by Starlink, and I can string it out on the ground, get out from under the trees, and get some service. I also have InstaConnect as a backup that has 2 providers, T-Mobile and AT&T, just in case Starlink isn't working correct. It's always great to have a couple of different items in your arsenal when you're out full-timing. So I'm going to grab the camera and show you what I've done so far in the bus and how I got the lines into the bus, and then we're going to go up on the roof. I'm kind of nervous about that. It's a little windy outside, but we're going to go up on the roof, tidy up the things that I was doing up there so you can see the full example of what's going on. So let's grab the camera and let's get moving. Walking to the back bedroom, or to the only bedroom. You can see I've been working pretty hard. Right here is my Starlink Wi-Fi receiver. I actually brought it in, mounted it up top. This is my electronics cabinet. I have my backup hard drives, router, my Philips Hue that controls all my lights in my motorhome. And then I brought the Starlink cable in through this closet up top. There's a 2-inch PVC pipe that I've drilled a hole in the roof, 2 inches. I know it sounds crazy, but I'll show you what I did. Ran the line all the way down below my cabinets, ran the wires over and up to here. My InstaConnect is located behind these drawers and underneath. If you're worried about wiring stuff, don't be. It's pretty simple. Just take your time, do it right, and just follow the instructions. So now we're gonna go outside and take a look. We're on the outside of the bus. I want to go ahead and show you where I drop down the second cable for whenever I need to extend the satellite dish out. This cable will actually be routed up into the engine compartment, so that way whenever I'm on the move, it's always secure and safe. Right here is, you'll see my InstaConnect. It has the modem inside. It has 2 SIM cards for internet. I'm climbing up the ladder to try not to kill myself. Here's the mount I bought. The mount and link will be in the description below. It's great because, let me set this camera up so I can show you exactly how it works. So it has magnets on the bottom, and these magnets just hold the little turkey down. I've already been on the highway doing 75, maybe 80 in some spots. Don't tell anybody. But it just goes back down and holds it down. That wire that we're following along into the motorhome, whenever I need to remove the dish, if it's blocked by another tree, what I'll do is undo the wire and just take the satellite dish onto the ground. When I do that, I have to hook it up to the other line and drag it to wherever I need to go. This junction box here is where I put the 2-inch hole going into the roof. It has a PVC pipe in it, and then I've weather secured it and glued it down to the top of the motorhome. It's already been through 2 truck washes with 0 leaks, so everything should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and show you the inside. I think that's required of every drill. As soon as you get it, you have to twice to make sure it's working. Here's what I've done in that junction box. 2-inch PVC pipe going down in, weather sealed, and weather sealed all of the bottom of the box inside so it doesn't leak anywhere. Also created a 1-inch uplift. That way if anything gets in here water-wise, it cannot go down. Water can't travel up, it can only go down with gravity. So I'm gonna situate all these wires and go ahead and mount this wire down so that way everything is ready for the next trip. is this is my Turner bond that I'll link below and also show you pictures of what exactly it is. And what I'm going to do is just put this on the roof in small strips, so that way we can hold the wire down while we're going on the highway or high winds like it is right now. It's just going to be a small section to hold down the line. You want to push hard down on it whenever you get it to where you want it. This will help secure the bond. They actually make rollers that you can use. I don't buy those. I just use scissors to cut the eternal bond and then use the end of the scissors as my roller. You don't need a whole lot of this. This stuff is really sticky and actually works really well. And we're going to go ahead and continue that down all the way to the junction box at the far end of the motorhome. Keep the line as straight and neat and clean as possible. Come here, trash. Oh, I got it. Put it in my pocket. If anybody knows an easier or cleverer way to take off the backing of the eternal bond, please leave it in the comments below. Trash can pocket's not opening up. So what I'm gonna do is straighten out the wire, get that wire right in the middle of that tape, go ahead and push down one side once you get it on top of the wire, and then loop it around and press it down again. Grab your roller if you purchased one, or your scissors. Let's press it down. We're gonna do this about every foot and a half. All right, so what I've done here is went ahead and taped everything down in a pretty straight line. A lot of people actually use the entire roll and cover up the entire line. This is made by Starlink. It's made for outdoor use, so I think it's wasteful to use that eternal bond tape all the way down and covering it up. Plus, if you ever want to take it off, it'd be a nightmare. I'm running out of sunlight, so tomorrow what I'm going to do is cut the Starlink cables. I know, it sounds horrible, right? It's a sin. Cut the Starlink cable and actually put in male and female connectors, waterproof connectors in the box, so that way everything's tight, sealed from all the water. What a great way to end the day. Look at that beautiful sunset. Well, good morning. Today we're going to finish up the wiring of the Starlink system. It was a long night. I slept like a big old boulder. Didn't move a muscle, so it was really nice. First thing we're going to do is power down your Starlink system, because we're going to be cutting into the Cat 5 or 6 cable, and it sends power through it. So we want to make sure that we don't ground anything out and ruin your power inverter. Let's go ahead and get that started. Make sure you have all your stuff ready. Makes the job and process that much easier. I'm really organized, probably organized more than I should be, and I think it wears some people out. But right now I have my waterproof adjustable cable inlets. I have my network cutter crimper tool. I will link all these below, so that way you can find them really easy, add them to your shopping cart, and get them coming your way. I also have these amazing wire cutters that I bought when I was racing to put zip ties on, so you can cut them clean, smooth, so nothing scratches you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up top, and here's a pro tip. If you're carrying a bunch of stuff, get you a little backpack, put everything in the backpack, so that way you have both hands going up the ladder. I don't follow that because I like to make things difficult, but I do have a bag, but it's full of stuff, and I don't wanna empty it out to put this stuff in and vice versa. So I'm gonna live life on the edge. So let me get started, and I'll see you up top. Well, I made it up top, and it's a little bit windy. So let's go ahead and take a look at what all we did yesterday. Here's the Starlink setup. We ran the cable back, keeping it as straight and clean as possible. And we ended up back to the back at my weatherproof box to go inside. All right, so let's get in this box. The first thing we're gonna do is take all the screws out, make sure not to lose them. They're important. Just realized I forgot to do the standard to make sure it was working and ready. What was I thinking? All right, this is the part I always hate doing. I went ahead and powered down the Starlink, so that way there's no power running through it. What I purchased are these here. They're IP67 waterproof. These are Cat 6 ends. What we're gonna do is put this through the box, so that way the wire can go here plug in from the dish located up the way, and then we'll have waterproof connection. First thing you're going to do is make sure, give yourself a couple inches of spare cable, so that way if there's any mistakes, you'll have places to do. Pro tip, these are my network cutters. It'll strip, cut, and put on new ends by crimping them on. All this will be below in links. Okay, here comes the worst time. Now or never, right? And, well, the cable's now cut. Now what do? I'll tell you what we do. Not make any mistakes. Put all those pieces inside the box. It's kind of windy here. I apologize for any wind noise. I didn't get a clean cut here on this side, so what I'm going to do is grab these others and just make a good clean cut. Okay, I'm going to strip back some wire here. Just go around 4 or 5 times to get that sleeve off. Should be through. Do a twist. Twist and pull. Here's all of our cables for our Starlink. Don't be overwhelmed. I know you see 4 wires here, but it's actually 8 total. Clean all this up. Get the sheathing off. This here's a stripper to strip the wire further if you need to. I go ahead and cut that off. Here's another pro tip, or semi-pro tip. The sleeve that you just cut off or pulled off, to get these wires split up, you need to split them all up. What you're going to do is kind of separate them at the top like that and just twist down, and it'll pull those cables apart. Let's do that for the remainder too. All right, we have all of our wires separated. Now, with the crimper set that came with, is an awesome cheat sheet. It has 2 different standards, T56-8A and T56-8B. The most widely used is the B, so that's what I do on all my cables. This is the actual bottom of the Cat 6 cable. You'll run the wires through and close your crimper, puts all the wires in set, and then we got to do the same thing on the other side. But keep that cheat sheet close and don't let it blow away in the wind. Oh, there goes all. Oh, and there went my cheat sheet. All right, my cheat sheet disappeared on me. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show that cheat sheet who is boss. I grab some tape. We're just gonna tape it down to the bus, so that way it cannot fly away, and I can use the cheat. Now fly away, you little turkey. All right, back to what we were doing. So on the cable, you're gonna wanna go ahead and get, this is your end for outside. So what we'll wanna do is get this down on the cable before we start making ends of the cable. That's first, this is second. Let me pop this blue piece out, which is the weather piece, because this has a cut or a slit in it, so you don't have to run it through as of right now. You can just place it on the wire later, like that. Slide it over. All right, now we've got everything in place. We've got our Cat 5 ends, we got the waterproof portion, the blue portion that'll actually go on the cable. We'll go ahead and slide that on now. The wind is so bad here. I'm actually in Amarillo, Texas right now, and it's windy. Cheat code, bottom. All right, back to what we were doing. Blue on here, slide it in. Just go ahead and put the end on, not too tight, just so we have it in place. All right, now let's get our Cat 5 end on. Okay, what you're gonna do is grab all your cables, just straighten them out. You just run them through your fingers. Try to get them as straight as possible. It makes the next part easy. See how I'm running it through my fingers here to make it as straight as possible. Those 2 are done. Let's just grab the rest of them. Start the process. They were wound up, so it's kind of like a curly lock of hair. Gosh, it is windy. Okay, now we have wires going every which way. All right, let's go ahead and straighten them out. Try to get them all into one even strand. Based on the wiring diagram, we're gonna go white, orange, followed by orange, followed by white, green, followed by blue, followed by white, blue, followed by green, solid, followed by brown, white, followed by brown. Okay, now verify your colors are in the correct order. We have them in order there. So now what I do is grab my clippers. And I don't want to cut them. I'm just trying to get a hold of all of them to straighten them out, get them nice and clean. The crimper tool will actually cut them and get them where they need to be. This is a pass through. So what you do is you actually just Pass it through. We ran all the wires through based off the cheat sheet that I have here. The colors all line up. Put it in there like that, and when you crimp, it actually cuts the wires and crimps the fitting on at the same time. Just gonna verify that I have the colors correct. All right, we're good to go. Cuts the wires perfectly. Make sure that end got crimped on there. Pull the end out, and there's your cat cable. Slide your waterproof jacket or your jacket on, and then we're ready for the other install. We got to do the same thing on the other cable. And what I've done is, these are the IPC waterproof connections. We're going to stick this side in through here. Go ahead and take the end of the cable and plug it in. You'll take this setting here, go ahead and screw it on here, and then this here, you're going to go ahead and screw it on here. You're going to waterproof that. Now, I'm just holding it here for now because we're going to have to do it on the back side too. I'll show you that now. This side will actually waterproof when I set it up here and actually use the same connections on the inside. But for now, let's just go ahead and get this watertight. You'll see when you're turning this and tightening it, it's compressing this rubber fitting. Won't allow any water or moisture through. And then when you do it here, this will actually compress and won't let water through that way either. And even if it does, which it shouldn't, you have a step here about 1 inch from this PVC. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this connection here. We're gonna do the exact same procedures we did previously. I'm gonna go ahead and get comfortable. It's pretty warm today. I think it's in 95. The wind is blowing 40 to 50 miles an hour. And there went the camera. Yep, the wind is bad. Always pick up your trash. It makes it easier to finish it in the long run. Remember, grab the piece you just cut off. Split these wires. Run that down to unspin those. See? Just like that. We'll do the same with the green and white. Well, actually all of the wires. Split it with your fingers at first. It's going to cut the wires and set your fitting. Perfect. Now this is on the inside wire. So what we're going to do is not let the camera fall. Gonna snap our blue piece into place. This isn't really needed in the box, but I have the pieces, so I might as well just use them versus buying something else. Just kind of put it on slowly, so that way it still can move. And what we're gonna do is grab our other piece that we have the other line on, go ahead and set it in there. You're gonna go ahead and plug it in on the inside. It's plugged in. And now we're going to put this piece on here, tighten it up, so that way we have security from water intrusion. Perfect. Wire's not moving, that's not moving. I normally go check the connection first, but for some reason I think I'm just gonna put the box on and go for it. What do y'all think? Yeah, let's do it. Yep, it works. I'm gonna do these in a crisscross pattern, kind of like you do when you're putting lug nuts on a wheel. All right. Pick up my mess up here, and then we will go inside and check to make sure everything is golden. Wow. Whew, excuse me. I'm glad to be back inside. It was miserable out there. All right, I'm going back in to go ahead and plug my Starlink back up. Get into my electronics cabinet. Go ahead and let Starlink boot up. I've mounted above my TV here. So far, so good. Don't mind the bleach, I'm just doing laundry. All right, let's give the Starlink a second to get booted up. Wi-Fi router is already on. Let's go to the Starlink app. It's connecting, it's booting. Starlink is powering on, which means that our connections are working, hopefully. It's searching for satellites, so it's getting power, it's getting everything it needs. It's saying I need to align my satellite, but since it's semi-permanently mounted on the roof, I can't really align it. That's the good thing about it being mounted the way it is. It is if I ever get a tree blockage, I can just undo it and move it. We've got internet and we've got power. So all's good in the world of wiring. Wiring's kind of my favorite thing. It just relaxes me for some reason. I rewired an entire race car one winter, and I wired a portion of it at the house and a portion of it in the car, and then combined the two. It was awesome. Anyhow, back to the video. Starlink's working, up and going. It's through a waterproof cabinet up on the roof. Even though it has a 2-inch hole going through the roof, I know it kind of made me a little leery when I first started drilling down in it, but it works great. Like I had mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Starlink at first had a rise and it kind of fell for RV users, and now it's kind of on an uptick. I actually prefer the service over having multiple SIM cards, trying to figure out which ones to go to and having a monthly bill here and a monthly bill there and a monthly bill here. It just gets really confusing. Starlink has always seemed to work for me and has never let me down. So if you like this video, please leave a comment below. If you have questions, do the same. I will answer all of them that I can. Pretty soon we'll be doing a live event. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about anything that comes up. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.